Hi there, it's Jane Birkinshaw from Love Your Lens here. This is the session each week where I talk to you all about the weekly photograph challenge that we've called Live, Shoot, Love. And I talk about the theme that we had set for the last week and the one that's coming up for the next week. And I pick my favourite shot from all the ones that you submitted. So we've had quite a flurry of new members in over the weekend, so hello to all of you. If you'd like to join in with the photographic challenge, all you need to do is use the hashtag for this week's challenge and the word that I've given you for the theme, and start posting your pictures. And if you would like to receive the free weekly email that we have, all you have to do is sign up here at the top of the page, and you will get some photography tips, inspiration, encouragement and ideas from me that will help keep you on track and hopefully help you improve your photography depending on the stage that you're at with it. Just a word before we continue on to the photographs submitted last week. I'm just going to click here on the email that I sent out last week, just so you can see the sort of thing that you get from me. Last week's theme was British summer, and I post a few pictures often from my archive to show you the sorts of things that I'm looking for, just to give you an idea. And then I usually take a few moments to talk either about a technical aspect of photography, or I talk about composition, or something that will help you improve and move forward, or perhaps question where you are with your photography and what you're trying to do. Last week I talked about how do I go about selecting my favourite image from all the ones that you submit, and it's not an easy job at all, and I have to work to I try to work to some criteria, and I'd like to try and encourage you to have a think about your shots when you submit them, whether it's to this, for this photographic challenge, or whether it's you're thinking of submitting something for a competition. So for those of you who perhaps don't always open the email or haven't subscribed yet, the sorts of things that we talked about last week that would help you decide whether you've got a possible winning image there that you're going to submit. Here's a few things that I would ask you to look at. Does your image really adhere to the theme? And I think we can look at quite a few and say they're great images, but do they strictly adhere to the theme that I've set? Have you nailed the basics like exposure and focus? Have you composed your image well? Is the subject immediately obvious, and will the viewer's eye be drawn straight to it? Have you checked the foreground and background for any distractions? What are the colours like in the image? Do they work well together, or are they jarring and upsetting for the person looking at them? Have you tried to look for really extraordinary light, which will really lift your image from being a snapshot to something quite special? Does your image tell a story or provoke an emotion in the viewer? Or does it ask a question, pose a question? Try and avoid cliche shots. Is your shot a bit more creative and original? That's the sort of thing that will make it jump out and be a potential competition winner. Don't settle for mediocre, and also particularly for competitions, not so much for my weekly challenge, consider how the image is going to be used, and have a real think about that. And if you know it's going to be a calendar cover, think about where are they going to put the text for the year, for the title of the calendar and things like that, and have a look at previous competition winners and see if there's anything you can learn from what they're doing. And always read the competition rules. Don't fail at that last hurdle. And very last point, don't give up. Enjoy the process and learn from any feedback or anything else that happens that will perhaps help you submit stronger images going forward. So that's the kind of content that you will get from me in the weekly email, and please sign up for it, and this should help you in your photographic journey. So now what I'm going to do is go to the photographs that were submitted for this week. Not all of them. I've picked out some of my favourites, and then I'm going to get eventually to the winner, or to my favourite shot. I try not to call it the winner actually, because favourite means you know, a slightly different thing in a way, and it obviously then gives the opportunity to a number of different people to be picked as a favourite. It doesn't necessarily have to be the technically best picture. So this first shot here, the theme was British Summer for last week. So if you have a think of that in the light of, you know, does your picture match that British Summer? So this first image is a great shot. It's from Elaine Bolton, and I really like the soft contrast, almost sort of monotone colour palette of the image. And the layering that goes on within it. There's several different layers through the trees at the foreground, going through to the background, and then the sky. So in a lot of ways it's a really nice image taken very early in the morning, but it's not, strictly speaking, British summer. It actually makes me think of Tuscany and Italy and places. So great shot, but not necessarily sticking to the theme. This shot is from Denise Dawson, and it's taken at Carnival, and carnivals are very British, aren't they? Quintessentially sort of British. We get used to seeing the local village carnival and all the kids dressed up on different floats, and I like this image because Denise has caught a moment when the girls are off guard, so they're not doing all their smiling and posing for the cameras and waving to mum and dad. They're actually looking kind of slightly anxious, looking out for something. So I like that aspect of that image, little candid moment. Another candid moment, and in some ways it is quintessentially British, because you know, you kind of have to look at the fashions of the people, and I guess you could say that perhaps that's quite British, but again it doesn't quite hit the mark. But I do like that candid moment that's been caught of people asleep on a warm summer's day. It happens to be taken at Portmeirion by Sarah Parry. Okay, and then on to this next image from Emma Hayes. Strawberries really are the heart of the British summer for us at Wimbledon. It's the fruit that we eat at this time of year, and it really does say summer to us. So I like the way it's been shot. I like the depth of field, the colours all work, the fact that you know that the strawberries are where they've grown with the straw in the bottom as well. So that's a nice little capture there from Emma. And then we have another shot from Sarah Parry that's taken on Bangor Pier, and again quintessentially very British. I mean, only the British could do some of the things that are on this shot. There's a lot of detail there to look at, and we've all seen little shacks like that on piers around the coast in Britain. And I like the candid moment that she's caught between the two guys, and I love the fact that even though it's summer, they're both dressed up. You can tell it's not one of those really warm summer days. They're dressed up for typical, very mixed British weather. So a nice little candid black and white shot there, and she did actually submit a few other black and white shots around Bangor Pier that worked really, really well in black and white. So then on to a great image from Karen Herman Wright. I know this view well myself at Arnside up in the South Lakes, and I love the story being told here of the couple taking a break, admiring the view, obviously very much in love, very relaxed, very happy, admiring the landscape. So really great little shot here, Karen, and could easily have been a winner. However, I did have a particular favourite that I'm going to move on to now. And it's mainly about how, in a way, it made me laugh in the way that Lisa Rusko has interpreted this to make it really meet the theme. And in the foreground there, she's got a British bulldog panting at a picnic with a group of people, very obviously hot summer's day. It looks to me like they're watching the end of a race for life or something, because there's a lot of people wearing pink in the background. Again, another very British thing. And for me, it's not a technically clever shot, but she's just caught. I don't mean it's not clever. I just mean it's, it's just one of those where she's caught the moment, she's captured the moment, she's captured the brief, and it ticked a lot of the boxes for me. So that's my favourite this week. So well done, Lisa. If we move on to the theme for the week going forward, we've got the theme peaceful, and if I can just go back to our Facebook page on Love Your Lens, I'll just quickly show the post that I've put on there for peaceful out of all the different things that we've posted. Here we go. So the new theme for the week is peaceful, and I've never done this before, but it was actually Benson's picture of her beagle fast asleep on this camping chair that made me think about the theme. So that was one of the reasons for picking the theme, and that's a lovely shot, Benson, Julie. But one of the other reasons for picking that shot was if you're taking a shot of something peaceful, it stands to reason that you're not going to be rushing about, that you're not going to be hurried, and that you can have a chance to think about your camera settings. So that was the second reason behind this. Therefore, you've got the time to think about nailing the exposure, getting that correct, getting your shutter speed right, which hopefully, you should be able to use fairly slow shutter speeds if necessary, because your subject shouldn't be rushing about. And you've got time to think about the composition and where the light is coming from. Are there any distractions, and does this shot meet the brief of peaceful? So that's your challenge for this week. I'm really looking forward to seeing all the images. I was really amazed at the amount of images posted last week. I mean, I've only picked out 7. I bet there were, 20, 30, 40. I lost count. I'm really impressed with how many of you are getting involved, the quality and the quantity of the images being submitted. So keep it up. It really does make my day when I sign in at the end of the day and have a look at what you've all been submitting. And I think everyone else really enjoys seeing them too. And if you've never submitted yet, make this perhaps the first week where you do actually submit. I hope you're getting the vibe and the feel that this is a friendly, supportive group, and we all want everyone to develop and improve, and there should be no fear of posting images here at all. So I hope you all have a good week, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. And well done, Lisa Rusko, on this winning image.